point during the week did you have a pretty good sense about Cameron that he'd be okay?
Shoot, he went through that whole, obviously through the tryout process on Tuesday we had right there. Then, obviously getting him comfortable with the whole, operation and everything. So it was just a weekly process, and he was out there Thursday with the field goal unit. He was calm, cool, collected. So, regardless of the situation, I thought Cam did an excellent job throughout the week of practice, getting prepared for it. Then come Saturday and Sunday, he was. You talk to him and he's just very cool. Like, he doesn't go high or low right there. So it was actually really cool to see him go out there and perform like he did. And it's kudos to him, kudos to the field goal unit, the operation, Tyler Brown working with them and just getting him comfortable. I mean, you see after all those PATs and field goals, the guys on kickoff all dapping him up, which was really cool to see. That a guy that people have known for 3 days gets the help from everybody else, which was really cool to see.
As far as picking Cameron. After the game, Nick made a point of mentioning that you guys went with what you thought was the best kicker as opposed to an experienced option, which might have been the conventional route. Why were you comfortable going in that route as opposed to someone who's kicked in games before?
The comfortability, we all have that short list like we talked about last week in terms of Tyler Brown, the front office, who they feel comfortable with, and the coaches and the players in this room make you more comfortable with it. Tyler Brown does an unbelievable job. I was his dad and Randy up in Baltimore, but Tyler, when we signed Cameron that Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, whatever it is, spent time with him just to get to know him and just work little things out. So a lot of the coaching from Tyler, Joe P, and the confidence and everything. So having a new guy in, he's going to be hungry to prove a point. You could say the same that happened to Jake Elliott when he was, drafted in the late rounds. Cincinnati then comes in here and he wants to prove something, which you want people that are out there ready to prove something. So it is all kudos to everybody that was involved in the whole thing.
Did you get a sense what Cameron's range was, either pregame or during the week? Like how far out he could have made a field goal?
Yeah, it all depends. It was nice, you're in a controlled environment. Being at a dome and everything like that. But it all goes through the whole communication with myself, Nick, Tyler, Cameron himself, like what he feels comfortable with. And we're just trying to make it as comfortable an environment as possible for him. So I thought the communication was great. The offense, helped out immensely, having those short fields right there to give him, a 23-yarder, 42-yarder, that's big. That's big time regardless of anything right there. And he came in through the clutch and, he struck the ball well.
Milton ran. It was 4th and 2. Were you telling the guys when they went out that, short yardage, watch for the fake or anything like that?
Yeah, it was 4th and 4 at the 28. We're always talking about Joe, don't jump off sides, alert something, in the, going against Jeff so much in the NFC West. When I was in San Francisco, we knew he had that in the repertoire and everything. And, hats off to them. It was a gutsy call and they executed right there. We wish we could have that back and give our offense a short field going into that 2-minute drill. Fortunate enough, the defense held and, only to 3 points instead of 7 right there. But again, we can't give them an extra drive right there, but hats off to Arizona getting that thing done.
Takeaway there, was there what was supposed to happen, I guess, on your side? Or
we felt comfortable with the call, the communication with everybody. We had the 2-minute warning and understanding what could happen right there. We had 8 in the box. It's just hats off to them again. They just out-executed, they had to work hard for those 6 yards, though. But, again, we don't want to give that up regardless of the situation going into it. We knew they had that in their back pocket. We just got to make sure, we're on our P's and Q's again and, stop them next time, give our offense a short field. The ball would have been at the 30-yard line, and how we've been doing on offense in terms of, turning the situations from a 2-minute, then getting the ball back in the second half. We would like to keep that going. But, again, hats off to Arizona football. They made a good play right there. We got to get better from it.
Did Milton affect that 43-yard missed field goal at all?
I don't know about him by himself, but I thought the field goal block was really rushing really hard in the entire game. Even before that, Jordan Davis, Brandon Graham, they were getting good push on the guards right there. And, people do feel that when there's offensive lineman kind of backed up right there, guys on the ground. So I don't know if he really affected that last kick, but those 3 kicks previous, the guards were getting pushed back by Jordan, Milton, BG. So we tried to make from our field goal block standpoint, make them pay for points. You have a full 2 seconds to try and get these guys back after scoring or trying to get points on right there. So I thought the rush game was really good the entire game prior to that last kick.
Yeah, the punt that Britton muffed, what's the coaching point there? Like, should he have called for a fair catch, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. in hindsight, do you want him to fair catch it and not risk getting him off? Sure, why not? But a lot of the times you'll see a lot of big punt returns happen when there's rushing and you make one guy miss right there. So there's, just feeling what type of ball the punter hit. Is it a high hang ball? Yeah, probably fair catch it. If it's a rocket to you and there's nobody around you within 10 yards, yes, take it. But there is pros and cons to everything. You just try to learn from it. Brenton's trying to learn from everything, being, rookie and everything. But, you live with it. You wish, he didn't put a ball on the ground, and we got to keep getting better at that. But again, it happens, but we can't let that happen again.
Was the hit on him okay? It was right as he was catching the ball, I guess. Did he have any kind of cushion there at all?
Yeah, I mean, again, you could put it in the ref's eyes, you could put it not in the ref's eyes. They've got a tough job right there, so not getting right into it. We just got to keep that ball off the ground right there.
Got a block punt last week against the Rams. What have you seen from their punt rush, and how do you think your units can basically stuff that up? Yeah, no, Bonesy, even going back, and again, I'm very fortunate enough that we went against him a lot in San Francisco when he was in L.A. He's got really good rushers in there. Obviously, 92 Armstrong. I think he's playing well on defense and as a punt rusher. He blocked one last year against Atlanta, coming around on the long snapper right there. But if we sink down to our technique with our guards and our long snapper, and Rick's done an unbelievable job in terms of the A gap. And the guy that really helps us throughout the week is Matt Leo. You don't get a lot of guys on your practice squad that are 6'7", 270, 280 that could rush you and give you the same look. So, it all comes down to the guys that are helping the guys play on Sunday. So Matt's done an unbelievable job that makes it hard for us in practice, but in the game, it slows everything down. We're just able to, sink to our level of fundamentals and be able to stop that. But again, very much respect towards Bonesy in that pump block unit. He's had a few in the last few years, so we've got our work cut out for us to make sure that nobody gets around the block spot for Aaron.
It seems each week up here, you mentioned Tyler Brown. What's his role specifically, and what's his value to that room?
Yeah, Tyler does an unbelievable job. He works with everyone, just like any good special teams coach would. He's able to speak the same language as a lot of kickers and punters that make it at ease for everyone. He's done an unbelievable job on the outside with the Gunners. You can see Zach McPherson's making a lot of plays on the outside. He's done a really good job in terms of interacting with those guys and getting those guys comfortable, ready to play. So I think Tyler, Joe P., as, guys helping me out, get ready for the week, they've done an unbelievable job. So, I was told a long time ago, by FIP and Hightower, like, you want to help other guys build and grow and, be a special teams coordinator if that's what he wants. So him having the opportunity to talk in front of other guys and everything like that, it's really special to see, even seeing his growth from last year being the first time in an NFL building to now, the sense of confidence he has with the guys have the confidence in him to get them right. So it's really cool to see, and and you can ask him, I don't know how he feels about me, but, I'm just trying to help him, be the best coach he possibly can be, because he pushes me to be the best coach I possibly can be.
Mike Reed and Zach McPherson, they combined for that tackle on the opening kickoff. Specifically for Reed, what's it been like coaching him up after, he didn't play special teams much at all in college? Yeah, I mean, very similar to Nakobe. It's easy to coach special teams when you just got a football player out there. And Reed is funny. I like to mess with Reed a little bit. I always ask him what's he going to mess up today in practice. He never messes anything up in practice. He comes in ready to work. I mean, he asks the right questions. He comes in to see us for extra work right there. And whenever his number was called, he was ready to go, which is the cool thing with special teams. You never know what's going to happen. You never know with injuries and everything like that, who's going to be called on next. So that's my job, to get everybody prepared from the top down. And seeing Reed on that first kickoff, he was rolling down there, came in with some good force, and him and Zach making a really good tackle against Eno Benjamin right there. That was really cool to see, and just see the emotion, to see, the little kid come out of him. Everyone, this is a job, this is a production-based business, but it's also football. You're supposed to have fun. So to see that emotion from him, to get out there and make a play, was really cool to see.
How would you assess how the special teams have done through 5 weeks? Overall, how would you assess the performance level?
Yeah, overall, it's been solid. It's been okay. There's some things we could get better at, no doubt. There's a lot of things we could get better at. I think you ask anybody in this building, no one's ever satisfied where you're at through 5 weeks. I think our coverages have been doing a really good job in terms of punt, kickoff coverage. Punt return, we squeezed some 15, some 12 yards. We'd like to be a little bit more. in terms of that kickoff return. Haven't had a lot of opportunities the last couple weeks with Washington, then with Arizona with all touchbacks and everything. But we still got to get better in all phases to help this team reach the goal that we want to reach.
What will get the return game really going? What is missing there?
I mean, you can look around the NFL. Everyone's, these guys, these punters are really good now. They can hang it up there. They can throw different rotations on the ball out there. So, it all comes down, especially on punt return, do you get the right situation? Is it a rocket ball where you've got some time right there? Can we hold up the guys on the outside? So there's a lot of variables to get on with punt returns to get our return game going. So we're just going to keep working, keep grinding at it. It's just no different than, a Major League Baseball hitter, man. You're going to swing, but one time you're going to hit that sweet spot, and it's going to go long. So we just got to keep working at it, keep playing penalty free, which I think the guys have really done a good job through 5 weeks. I think we've only had 2, and that was in the Washington game. In my eyes, that's too many, but we still got to work at that. But we're going to keep grinding it, and hopefully get 1-8 loose on a couple of them.
All right. Thanks, folks.